Everyone talks about people leaving San Diego and California. And what they don't tell you is many of them try to come back and can't. And if you're even thinking about leaving, this is where people make a mistake that is very hard to fix. People don't regret leaving right away. They regret it about a year later when they realize they didn't just move, they gave up a lifestyle they can't replace at the same level. And by the time that hits, their market has moved, their costs have gone up, their life is already somewhere else. And I get these calls, not once in a while, constantly. We think we made a mistake. Can we come back? And the hard part is, sometimes they can't. And if you're even thinking about leaving, this is the part you're most likely underestimating. I was reading through comments the other day, people who had moved away, and almost every single one of them said kind of the same thing. I didn't realize what I had until I left. And almost none of them said it was about the house. I mean, I've been here for 21 years. By the way, I'm Jennifer St. Clair, your host of Living in San Diego, and I've had this conversation more times than I can count. Somebody leaves, a year goes by, sometimes two, and then they call me. They don't call to chat, they call because they realize they've made a mistake and they need help fixing it. And to be fair, there are real reasons that people leave. Obviously lower cost, more space, bigger homes, and on paper, it does make sense. That's exactly where people do get into trouble because this decision looks logical, like right up until you have to live it. But this is the part nobody tells you before you go. And here's what I keep seeing and hearing after the move. For instance, somebody left California 20 years ago who still can't afford to come back and still calls it the best place I've ever lived. I had a personal friend, 30 years in San Diego, moved to Northern Virginia, called me not long after. I hate it here. They came back. I had clients move to Idaho, beautiful state. They wanted space, land, room to breathe, and they got it. And then winter came. And then it came again. And they called me and they came back. And then there's Texas. Texas deserves its own section because Texas is where so many people go when they leave San Diego thinking they've figured it out. Lower taxes, lower home prices, a lot more space. On paper, it makes sense. Then the reality shows up. Nobody really misses San Diego in the brochure phase. They miss it in month 8. Summer hits 110 degrees for 3 straight months. Winter comes, and it's not a San Diego winter, it's ice. Power outages, roads that weren't built for it. Do you remember 2021, the Texas freeze? Millions of people without power in the cold. And then, of course, there's the cultural piece. And I'm gonna say it out loud because people who've been there, they already know. It's not a secret, right? Californians aren't always welcome with open arms in Texas, or Nevada, or Idaho, or Tennessee. And people don't realize how much that matters until they're actually living there. My friends who came back didn't come back because Texans or Texas was bad. They came back because San Diego is something specific. And you really don't fully understand what that is until you tried to replace it. And by the time they realize that, they've already reset their life somewhere else. And here's what's interesting. When people describe what they miss, it's never just the weather. But one person said it pretty much perfectly. There's just something special about California, found not just in its physical diversity, but in the mental diversity of its people. Another one said, my heart aches for it sometimes. No place I've ever been has satisfied me in that regard. There's no adequate replacement. Somebody else left San Diego in 2024, moved to New York for a job, lives in New Jersey now. They said, I'm 100% sure I want to move back. And one family, everybody left California to Florida in 2021 during the pandemic. Whole family, whole kit and caboodles, parents, kids, nephews, they all just moved back last year because there really is no place like home or San Diego. And San Diego isn't expensive just because of local demand. It's expensive because demand comes from everywhere globally. Local buyers, out-of-state buyers, international buyers. So when someone leaves, that home doesn't just sit there waiting for them, it gets absorbed into the global market. And when they try to come back, they're not just competing with where they were, they're competing with everyone who wants in now. And that gap is where people get priced out of their own return. You can compare price, you can compare square footage, but you cannot compare how it feels to wake up here. I mean, we don't plan our life around weather. We don't sit inside for months. We don't think about going outside, we just go. I mean, I've got an outdoor living room. We've got the ocean, the mountains, the desert, all here, all climates, all within an easy drive. Then we've got the food, the people, the energy of a place that feels like it's always at the center of something. I mean, San Diego isn't just a place to live, it's a way to live. And that, it's very hard to replicate. And here's the part nobody thinks about. Once you leave, coming back isn't guaranteed. And even when it is, it costs more and it looks different than it did the first time. So here's what I've watched for more than 2 decades. People leave for 3 right reasons. The math makes sense, more house, lower cost, more space. And then the reality sets in. The winters in Virginia, the cold in Idaho, the heat in Texas, the power outages, the cultural friction. And somewhere around year 1 or 2, they call me and they say, we're coming back. Not because where they went was wrong, because what they had here was something they didn't even know how to put a price on until they tried to live without it. I actually saw someone in the comments describe it perfectly. It's like Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never really leave. So if you're even considering leaving, have this conversation before you do anything. Because I can tell you in 10 minutes what most people don't figure out until a year after they leave. Because this is one of those decisions that's very easy to make and very, very hard to undo. And here's what I want to know from you. If you've ever left San Diego, what surprised you the most about where you landed? Leave a comment below. And if you are thinking about leaving, what's pulling you away? I read your comments and I like to respond to everyone. And if you've already moved out of state and you're thinking about coming back, just know you're not the only one. I can help you. If you're even thinking about leaving San Diego, or you already have and you're not sure you got it right, let's talk before you make your next move. I'll walk you through what most people don't see until it's too late, and we'll figure out what actually makes sense for you. Call me, book a time. My info's right here on the screen. I actually answer my phone. If you're moving to San Diego or in and around San Diego, don't hesitate to pick up the phone before you make that move. Let's book a consultation, talk about it. And thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed the content of my video, please consider leaving me a comment. It helps the algorithm. You can subscribe and also hit the notification bell. We post videos every week. And if you've got anything you'd like to see me cover, I'd appreciate any ideas that you have that would help you guys help me bring you content. If you enjoyed this video, you might like this one here or this one over here. Meanwhile, stay sunny, everybody. See you next time.